The Phoenician, a fortnight dead, forgot the cry of dolls, and the deep sea swell and the profit and loss. A current under the sea picked his bones in whispers. As he rose and fell, he passed the stages of his age and youth, entering the whirlpool. Gentile or Jew, O you who turn the wheel and look to windward, consider Phoebus, who was once handsome and tall as you.
I was having these contemplations of the house that flies in the wind, of another ingestion of poison, the only thing I knew at that precise moment is that it wasn't yet the right time to again pollute myself. So I came up with the silly idea of teasing my liver. Well, at least for a little while. Just kinda toy around with the notion of a more purified bloodstream. Took a swig of water and the wasteland came to mind. I then grabbed my bottled water and went searching for the place whose memory remembers the time when humans didn't need water out of plastic containers.
Part 5. What the Thunder Said. After the torchlight red on sweaty faces, after the frosty silence in the gardens, after the agony in stony places, the shouting and the crying, prison and palace and reverberation, of thunder of spring over distant mountains. He who was living is now dead. We who were living are now dying, with a little patience. Here is no water but only rock, rock and no water, and the sandy road, the road winding above the mountains, which are mountains of rock without water. If there were water, we should stop and drink. Amongst the rock, one cannot stop or think. Sweat is dry, and feet are in the sand. If there were only water amongst the rock, dead mountains, mouth of carious teeth that cannot spit. Here one can neither stand nor lie nor sit. There is not even silence in the mountains, but dry, sterile thunder without rain. There is not even solitude in the mountains, but red, sullen faces sneer and snarl from doors of mud-cracked houses, if there were one. And no rock, if there were rock, and also water, and water, a spring, a pool among the rock, if there were the sound of water only, not the cicada, and dry grass singing, but sound of water over rock, where the hermit thrush sings in the pine trees, drip, drop, drip, drop, 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 but there is no water. Who is the third who walks always beside you? When I count, there are only you and I together, but when I look up ahead, the white road, there is always another one walking beside you. Gliding wrapped in a brown mantle, hooded, I do not know whether a man or a woman. But who is that on the other side of you? What is that sound high in the air? Murmur of maternal lamentation. Who are those hooded hordes swarming over endless plains? Stumbling in cracked earth, ringed by the flat horizon only. What is this city over the mountains? Cracks and reforms and burst in the violet air. Falling towers, Jerusalem, Athens, Alexandria, Vienna, London, unreal. A woman drew her hair, long black hair, up tight, and fiddled whispered music on those strings, and bats with baby faces in the violet light whistled and beat their wings, and crawled head downward down a blackened wall. And upside down in air were towers, tolling reminiscent bells that kept the hours, and voices singing out of empty cisterns and exhausted wells. In this decayed hole among the mountains, in the faint moonlight, the grass is singing over the tumbled graves. About the chapel, there is the empty chapel, only the wind's home. It has no windows, and the door swings. Dry bones can harm no one. Only a cock stood on the roof tree. Cocorico, cocorico. In a flash of lightning, then a damp gust bringing rain. Ganja was sunken, and the limp leaves waited for rain while the black clouds gathered far distant over Himivant. The jungle crouched, humped in silence, then spoke the thunder. Da, da, da. What have we given? My friend, blood shaking my heart. The awful daring of a moment's surrender. With an age of prudence can never retract by this, and this only. We have existed which is not to be found in our obituaries, or in the memories draped by the beneficent spider, or under seals broken by the lean solicitor in our empty room. Da, da, I have heard the key. Turn in the door once, and turn once only. We think of the key, each in his prison. Thinking of the key, each confirms a prison. Only at nightfall, ethereal rumors revive for a moment a broken Coriolanus. Damyata. The boat responded gaily to the hand expert with sail and oar. The sea was calm. Your heart would have responded gaily when invited, beating obedient to controlling hands. I sat upon the shore, fishing, with the arid plain behind me. Shall I at least set my hands in order? London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Poasacos nel fuoco ciclia fina quando fiammo ticilidon. Oh swallow, swallow, le prince di aquitaine alla tua obli. These fragments I have shored against my ruins. Why then I'll fit you. Hieronymo's mad again. Da-da. Dayaptam, Danyata, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thus concludes The Wasteland as performed by the Wastelandic Underground. Thank you.